For this segment, we do have with ourselves Shahin Hassan, who I'm sure you guys know from The Apprentice. And if you don't know, you will know him now because, again, a very familiar face in the community. So, Baya, welcome to the show.
Assalamu alaikum.
Well, salam. How are you today?
Good, thank you. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. I have a lot to say about yourself, but I think rather than doing all the talking, I'll let you do some of the talking today.
Yeah, sure. No
Yeah?
worries.
Okay. So obviously, Baya, I know you started your career obviously very young, as we all do. So you are a chartered engineer.
Yeah.
What made you decide you wanted to go into engineering?
I think from a young age,
Yeah.
I had an interest in cars and how things work. So,
Right.
Naturally, I wanted to pursue that field. So, I read engineering at university, got a degree in that field, and went into work straight away within an engineering discipline.
But with engineering, right, isn't there like different types of engineering, which makes me a bit confused? Like there's aeronautical engineering or like the other kinds of engineering whose the names I can't pronounce, but I'm sure you know of.
Absolutely, you're
Yeah.
right. So engineering is a broad discipline.
Yes.
So you have electrical engineering, electronic engineering, aeronautical engineering, medical engineering.
Yes.
So there's lots of different fields. And then you've got computer science and everything kind of comes together, right? So I focused on electrical engineering because that was the kind of area which kind of linked hardware to software and obviously electrical. So that was the kind of area which I focused on.
And then when you went on to obviously like graduate, what was the job market like at the time? Did you get a job straight away? What kind of work did you do at the time and how did you find your degree helped?
So this was in like the late 2005-06 time, so quite a long time ago. I mean, it was really good, to be honest with you. Lots of opportunities. At university, you have like open days and you have lots of career days where companies come and they show what they do. So you get a lot of information through those kind of career days. Then it's a matter of applying for the jobs and going through the process. So they're all graduate schemes, so they're quite competitive as well. I applied to lots of different types of companies, and I wasn't successful in all of them. But luckily, I got through to one, which was Atkins Global Consultancy. They're a large multidisciplinary company, and managed to get on their grad scheme. So that was really good.
Amazing. But with some of the failures, at least, like some of the applications that weren't successful, I find like I'm applying to a lot of jobs and then I get a rejection. I'm like really upset about it. How did you handle it at the time, at that age?
So it's really good to fail early. Why? Because you learn a lot about yourself as well, okay? And it's good to take the feedback. So whether it's, constructive criticism is good for you, so you can always apply it to your next interview. So it may be that you're really good on paper, right? But in a grad scheme, what they look at is all sorts of different things. How you are in a group setting, how do you tackle this problem with in a difficult situation. So all of these things you got to practice. And so it's not just one thing which is like your grades, for example. It's a mix of everything. So one thing that I took away was, okay, you got to be more kind of collaborative, work with people, show empathy, and that kind of helped me for my next interview. And that's the way. It's a learning curve. And practicing the assessments. So there are like
a lot of
numerical assessments. I can't remember now, but quite a few.
I'm sure there's a few,
and then there's a personality test that they'll do.
Which I'm sure is very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely. So
I failed the little ones. When I was applying during the pandemic, when there was like a surge of like no jobs whatsoever, so you just take any jobs. I was like, let me just apply for little, and I failed like the personality. So I'm like, I'm perfect for little. I can work there. But I guess personality. They like certain set of people. But
so that was good. So luckily that I got a role in as a grad. Yeah, so that was good.
And then working for, of course, Atkins. What was it like? I mean, it's your first job after university. How did you find it?
It was good. I mean, it was quite structured. So you had to do like a 2-year grad scheme, and because you get a bonus at the end of the kind of period. So that's how they hook you in, and you have to do the scheme. So that was good, and lots of opportunities, working on some major projects. So primarily my one was around intelligent transport systems, so connecting. Using technology to reduce congestion on the roads. So all the they're called what are they called?
Probably left your head now.
Yeah, probably. all the advanced motorways, networks that you see with hard shoulder running. So that's intelligent transport system using. So when there's congestion on the motorway, they'll open up the hard shoulder. So it's all the calibration, all the intelligence that goes behind doing all that. So things like that I was involved in. That was really good. So so you learn a lot. So not only does that apply to say not just engineering, but then you've got the commercial aspect of it. So how much does it cost to run such a project? So I managed to then, from that, I worked for the Department of Transport as a project manager.
Amazing.
So then I was responsible for huge major projects with schemes costing £180 million, and you're responsible for that budget as well. And you have to deliver whole junctions, so motorway junctions, using this technology. So that was quite good.
Okay, and so obviously when you did start working for the Department of Transport, what was it like for you initially? Like, you've just gone from like working for, a graduate scheme, and now you've gone to Department of Transport, and now you're delivering all sorts of speeches and these projects. So at first, what was it like?
So it was a big change because now it's not just about the delivery of the project.
No,
it's about managing finances, it's public money. You have, the ministers to answer to.
And you have to justify it.
You have to justify it. So everything was scrutinized. So you have to have your meetings with the clients, the clients, as well as the suppliers, the contractors, and everything was scrutinized.
Wow.
And, there's lots of, government spend reviews and stuff like that. So those kind of things were quite challenging, but it was a good experience as well. And that gave me, another wealth of opportunities as well to explore. So that was really good. And that's where I got into, say, manufacturing. And because those projects were quite long-term projects, they take 10, 15 years to deliver, whereas I really wanted to get into, say, quick, fast delivery of products and services. And so that's where I switched to automotive. So it all kind of like nicely linked in. So I did some work on, say, the transportation network, which really made me understand how the network works. And then had to reduce congestion with the vehicles. But now it was, what can we do with the vehicles to reduce congestion? So that becomes all around automated driving, ADAS, all that kind of stuff. So, So the last 15, 20 years I've been working in automotive space.
You've basically designed everything, technically. I mean, you've worked on most of it.
Yeah, so it's a nice 360 for basically transportation and how we move.
Well, I appreciate you a lot, given that I've learned how to drive recently, and I've only just about got on the motorway recently as well, so I appreciate all of that. But you obviously you went on The Apprentice, which is amazing, in 2019. What was your experience like?
That was a good experience. It was a shock to the system, to be honest with you.
Why was it a shock?
Because you're in the public eye.
Yes.
It was a major thing. All the national newspapers know you, contacting you.
Yes.
Being associated with the BBC was a big deal.
Big deal, yeah. Of course.
And through that, again, lots of opportunities come your way. So that was nice as well.
And what was it like after The Apprentice? Because as you said, there was opportunities, and now obviously I know, there's some of the amazing work that you're working in your own consultancy firm. You're running all sorts of projects by yourself now. So what's it like?
So yeah, I mean, after The Apprentice, as you say, lots of opportunities come your way, and it's been quite good, to be honest with you. And what that's given me is a bit of freedom, to be honest, to do what you want to do. So that's been really good for me, and it's enabled me to do projects that I like and work on some really interesting things and winning new clients. That's really good. So it's been really good.
Amazing, mashallah. And I know recently you went to Bangladesh as well in February, and I understand you raised money as well. So what was that about?
So there's a group of cyclists in Birmingham, really passionate cyclists, and a couple of guys who run it, Shail and Shah. And they've got a group called the Epic Expeditions, and through that there's about 30 cyclists who we raised money, about £45,000, and we went to Bangladesh and we did a 450k cycling tour from Chittagong, and we went to we went to Rangamati, then to Bandarban, from Bandarban to Cox's Bazar, and then from Cox's Bazar to Teknaf. It was awesome. It was amazing. It was one of the most amazing
was this all
things.
in one day?
No, it was over like a few days, to be honest. So
you got to see that side of Bangladesh as well.
And it's probably something that I wouldn't have ever done if it wasn't for that group. So that was awesome.
I mean, it's amazing to see how your journey spanned over like the past few years, and like to see how, of course, like you've gone from like doing chartered engineering to like now being on The Apprentice and then doing the projects that you do, which is great. And how do you reflect on that now that you look back?
Do you know what? It's nice to get involved. What you got to do is put yourself out there. You need to take risks. You need to be open to opportunities, and take things that come your way and make the most of every opportunity. Whether it's a small opportunity or a big opportunity, just take it. And there's always something to learn from. So that's what I think is really important.
Thank you so much, Bayo, for being on the show today.